Let's go! What a game we had! What a game! Let's go! Like, they had told me how crazy the MTL was during the playoffs, and yes, I watched the 2021 with 2,500 people. That sounds like 25,000, sure, but holy moly, 22,000 people in the MTL is actually something insane, and the players felt it. And what there's just like, if you were given a checkbox to make the most epic NHL game in the playoffs ever, you have a lot of the things that happen. Bench brawl, like the both goalies got swapped, multiple goals. I think it was like 9 goals or something like that. Fights, chirping, big hits, beautiful goals. Name it, there's something there, right? Like, holy, that was beautiful to watch. I was so excited. I'm recording this late. I'm recording this on Sunday because Saturday was crazy for me. I didn't have any time whatsoever. So today I wanted to get the video out before the next game starts. Series is now 2-1 in favor of the Capitals, but the Habs play the 4th game now in Montreal. And after that 3rd game, you must be thinking like, hey, the Habs do really have a chance. And like, all of us Habs fans knew going into game 1 that the Habs had a chance, right? And a lot of the analyzers too were like, maybe the Habs, right? And like game 1, game 2, we played well, but we didn't win. You know, we came back in game 1. We had a beautiful 3rd period in the 2nd game, but we weren't able to come back. So like, the Habs have been playing well, but they hadn't showed that, right? Until, holy moly, that game on Friday night. Ooh. That was crazy to watch. It was hype, like, from the get-go, like from the warm-up. Well, Jacky was chirping Wilson and whatnot from the warm-up. Like, the game had started going nuts, right? And like, it starts with a pretty good period, honestly. Like, I think the Habs got put 14 shots on goal during the 1st period alone, so that's already something that you're like, oh wow, like these guys want it, right? Because our 1st periods had not been great, and like suddenly we had a pretty good 1st period. But even though the Caps get a lucky bounce and it goes in, once again, like you can't really blame that one on Monty. Like I think it was Wild. It was all alone in front for a while, and he just sips it to Michael. That didn't deflate the Habs at all, and you could see like the next shift it was the Dvorak, like the vet line, and Anderson. Oh my god, Anderson was all over the place. The dude was just a hitting machine. Like at some point, like I think it was Sandin that has the puck, and Anderson starts like gathering speed, and Sandin just like gets rid of the puck and like tries to move away from the freaking freight train that is coming at him. Anderson just like hits the wall and whatnot and continues to play, but like Sandin like saw him coming at and they just like wanted to get rid of the puck. They did not want the puck whatsoever, and like you could see we hit them so much. And like they were hitting them so hard that it was a lot of their defensemen were doing that more often than not. Like the Hudson, the Caulfield goal from the Hudson intercept, a beautiful pass. It's a lot of factors played into that goal. Like a beautiful forecheck by Slafkovsky and Caulfield actually. Then that puts pressure on the forwards. On the defensemen of the Caps that have been hit constantly, right? So they see that, and they just want to get rid of the puck. They just toss it to whoever they see, which is Ovechkin. And Hudson has been on Ovechkin because like the dude is slow. Like he's a great goal scorer. He reads the ice great, and like he has a lot of experience. But he's also 40 years old, so. Yeah, he's slower, and Hudson takes advantage of that, and that he tries to cheat. That Ovechkin tries to cheat and doesn't, like attack the puck. So Hudson gets in there, So, sorry, I'm going way too fast, but there was so much that happened in that game, I'm really hoping Monty is okay, because Monty was amazing during the first and second games, right? He was crucial for the Habs to be able to even be fighting for those games, and he was playing really well here in the third. Maybe a little shaken. Maybe he had something that had been ailing him from like a little bit prior to the game, and it just got exacerbated during the game. So hopefully he's okay. I trust Dobish. Like I'm not scared of Dobish. I would be a little like the series got a little tougher if it was Dobish versus Thompson, but given that the Caps like to cross-check everyone on the face, they needed to get their crossfade to the face, right? Done in the game. The first game it was Galley that gets cross-checked in the face. The second game is Coffee that gets cross-checked to the face. The third game they're like, oh yeah, we're supposed to cross-check the white jerseys, right? Oh yeah, the white jerseys to the goalie. Eee. I don't know if it was the leg. A lot of people were saying it's the leg that got clipped, and he couldn't put any weight on it. I feel like maybe the leg, maybe the concussion of the cross check straight to the head, and that's after Sundin. I think it was again Sundin. I don't know how to say the last name. Anyways, he hits Thompson on the head with his stake, and the penalty goes to Suzuki. Yeah. Although, sorry, I need to calm down a little bit. But although a lot of the penalties during the first period were in our favor, honestly, I feel like the refs. Yes, you can complain about the refs a lot, but I feel like the refs were more in our favor during this game. And you can say that usually the refs are in favor of the team that is at home, right? And I think it has been the case for this series at least. So yeah, we get a tripping call? We get away with a lot of calls this game, honestly. Like that last one, I think that was Newhook, that he's like he sticks his own leg out to get tripped, and they call that. That's playoff hockey, and I was thinking Newhook had not been showing up for the playoffs. Like he had not been great, honestly. Actually, I was a little upset at how Newhook had been playing, but after that game, like, yeah, you can see he has a little bit of that dirty player inside of him that can get calls like that, because that's playoffs, and you need to learn how to play in the playoffs. And Newhook has a cup. He has a Stanley Cup ring, right? When he won one with Colorado, so he has at least gone the distance once, right? So he must have learned a lot of things here and there, and he gets away with a massive one there. He gives us a penalty, the power play, right? By just him sticking his leg out. Oh, and by the way, Demida, dude is dirty. Like, he's greedy. Like, did you guys see when it's Wilson, I think, he just like slew foots him super stealthily. Like, if it's not a replay, you don't catch that at all. It looks like Wilson kind of like backed into the middle. No, it's totally the middle, just like pushing his foot up. Like, Wilson just falls on his ass. So like, they were targeting Wilson. And like, they wanted to get under his skin, and they did. I do wonder if we're gonna see a fight like at the get-go in this game with Wilson and Anderson, because they wanted to go against each other at the end of the game, right? Like they were not suspended. They were in the sin bin. It's not called sin bin. It's the penalty box. Thank you. They were in the penalty box for 12 minutes to begin the third, so they only had 8 minutes at the end, and like, Washington was trying to come back, so they were not gonna fight. But like, what's gonna happen now? Like, those dudes are obviously not. They don't like each other, right? So I do think we're gonna see a fight. And Anderson got the better of Wilson during the season when they fought. We'll see what happens now. But like, is it gonna be Anderson? Is it gonna be Jack Guy? I think it's Anderson. I think Anderson and Wilson have big beef, right? And they were going at each other at the bench, and before that even, it was crazy. Oh, I just love that kind of game, like meaningful game, and like you can see that a lot of her players do love that too. Like, they're giving it their all, because this is the moment you give your all, right? So no more excuses, no more anything trying to save yourself for later. No, this is it, right? So they're throwing the bodies out there, and like, It's really fun to watch. And you can see a lot of players love playing under this pressure too on this environment, like Slavkovsky, Gully, like those guys have just become even better versions of themselves with the playoffs, which is what you want from your big winger, right? Like the dude is made for the playoffs, and it's crazy good that he comes up and like plays even better during the playoffs, right? So fun to watch. So much fun. I have to admit, well, I actually have to admit two things. The first one was that after the game, I didn't even think about making a video because I was just enjoying it. And I went on YouTube. I wanted to find other views and other people because I just wanted to be a fan. You know, like that's my priority number one, to enjoy the games as a Montreal, as a Habs fan. Number two, I'm making the videos. So that's the first thing I need to admit. And the second thing I need to admit is that I couldn't watch the game live, so I had my fiance recorded. And once the game was done and I was ready to come watch the recording of it, she's like, okay, it's done. And I paused it, so you're good to go watch it. And I'm like, okay, am I gonna get spoiled from the frame you paused it on? She's like, no, the scoreboard is not there, right? So you're not gonna get spoiled. And I go see, and the first thing I see is Dobish. I'm like, that's our second string goalie. So before I even started watching the game, I saw it was her second goalie finishing the game. So I thought it was going to be a blowout. I thought that we were going to lose by a shit ton. I thought we were going to get scored on every time, and that they were going to pull Monty because he was not performing, right? And he was going to get replaced with Dobish. Just like it has happened with Hellebuck now twice, by the way, in St. Louis. So it happens, right? I'm not just inventing that Monty could have been pulled. Like freaking Connor Hellebuck has gotten pulled twice now in the playoffs. So I just thought it was our turn, and I was like, oh my god. But like it could still be, you know, like a 6-6 game, right? Or like, so I didn't think I wasn't spoiled that the Habs were going to lose. I just got spoiled that there was the second goalie that ended the game. It was so back and forth that every time I was like, oh no, like every time we had the puck in their zone, right? I was like, oh no, like Monty must have gotten injured or something bad, you know, like I like Chris Kreider in 2014 on Price. So I was also worried about that. I was like, oh no, Monty might have gotten injured, right? Because we're playing way too good to get demolished like that, right? Like there's no way with this vibe, with how we're playing, that we get blown out, right? Like there's no way. Like we had a few games like those in the regular season, especially against the Penguins, I think, where we lost like 9-3 or something like that. Where it was a tight game, we were playing well, and then suddenly like a switch went off and we just completely fell apart, right? I couldn't believe that was gonna happen, right? I just like, no, this team has learned, they're better now, there's no way they're gonna do that. So Monty must have gotten hurt. And then every time they had the puck in our zone, I was like, shit, it is gonna be a blowout. No, please no. And then we had the puck in there, so I was like, oh no, it must have been something else, right? And then back and forth, so I was like, just like, what's gonna happen? And then when Monty does leave the game because of injury, I was like, thank God. I mean, it sounds bad, but he wasn't super injured. Like if roles had been reversed, or if I was a Caps fan, I would be a lot more worried about Thompson than I would be about Montembeault. Even though with me recording the Sunday, I know that Thompson is okay. Like he was in the practice where playing as goalie, whereas Monty was not. Right, Monty is day to day, and Thompson was out there practicing. I don't think Thompson plays tonight. We'll see. It might be already confirmed. I haven't checked. But yeah, like I would be more watching the game. I would have been more worried about being a Caps fan as for Thompson than as a Habs fan for Monty, because Monty just looks like he maybe like has been straining too much, right? And he needed a little bit of extra rest. So we'll see. But yeah, it was crazy to watch the game like that until Monty went out, and I was like, okay, it wasn't a horrible injury, and it wasn't a horrible blowout. So let's enjoy the game, right? And after that, I was just able to enjoy, and like, oh, what a game! What an environment! What are the ambience at the Bell Center, the crowd, the oohs, the ahs, the oles, the everything. Like, there were oles at the intermission because of the fight. Like, you cannot make that shit up. Like, you cannot write it better. Just energy straight into my veins. Like, give me that every day. I like I said, I have it recorded, so I'm definitely gonna be watching that game again in, like, September or whatever. Like, maybe it's before that, like August, when there hasn't been hockey in a long time. Although with the Habs now in the playoffs, it's a lot less time that we were gonna have without hockey, right? Because the last few years it's been like the Habs eliminated, and then like, yeah, I'm somewhat watching the playoffs, but I'm not really watching, right? So, this is so new to me. This is just so much. It's hard to process, honestly. Just like quickly talking about the game, because I don't want to make this video too long. I'm already late to release it before the next game. So, just everyone was so bought in. Jacky had a mistake for the second goal, but so like. You take Jacky knowing that he's not going to be the best defensive defenseman, but that he brings that extra grittiness to the game, right? Extra toughness to the team. So, like everybody says, like everyone's 20 pounds heavier and a few inches tall. I don't know. I do centimeters and kilos, so every time I talk about inches and pounds, I'm like, yeah, that number, right? Anyways, so. Everybody was just bought in, right? Hudson had a pretty good game, all things considered. I was thinking how in the first 10 minutes of the first period, I was thinking how Hudson has been fairly nervous, and probably because he's being targeted a lot, right? So he doesn't have so much time to think, and obviously that affects his plays. He had a lot of giveaways during the second game, and he had a few giveaways at the start of this game too, or was not as shifty or as. I wasn't as confident when he had the puck on his stick as I had been all season, because he has been making a lot more mistakes. Like, he has a lot less time, so he cannot find the best play to make, which he usually does really fast. But he cannot find it somewhat all the time that fast, and he sometimes just throws the puck away. Like the Ovechkin goal, the Beauvillier goal in the first game where Ovechkin assists. Like, that was Hudson just tossing it because he did not want the puck on his stick, right? So he had not been playing great, but he's adapting. He's getting better. And same with the Demidov. The Demidov on the starting to get a lot more touches, starting to feel more comfortable. He replaces Laine that did not play the game on that first power play unit, and you could see the greatness. Like, it's there, right? It's just very green right now. It needs to ripen because he's just a rookie, right? He hasn't even had his rookie season yet, and he's already in the power play one. Which, by the way, power play one, like the average age of our power play one unit without Laine is like 23 years old. There's a 19-year-old in the mid of a 21-year-old. 21 years old in Hudson and Slavkovsky. So now you have like 20-ish, and then there's Suzuki at 25, who's the oldest, and Caulfield at 24. So yeah, I think it's 22 or 23 years old is the average age of a power play one unit. Future is goddamn bright. Like, it's so bright. It's gonna be blinding bright of how much talent there is, how much young talent there is. Like, they're under the wing of Martin Saint-Louis, who has been really good at developing these young prospects, right? And kudos to him for also learning how to play with someone like Anderson, who didn't have a great season last season, right? I've said that multiple times, but Anderson was struggling last season because I think Martin Saint-Louis was trying to teach him like he does the younger players. And you can't do that, right? So I think this season Martin was just like, do your thing, right? Like, you just play this defensive system, but other than that, do your thing. And Anderson has been crazy good for us. This version of Anderson that we're seeing in the playoffs is a version that we all saw in the 2021 playoffs, and that we expected him to keep for the regulation, right? So we're all super excited for Anderson, because he's a freight train, right? But you cannot keep up that in regulation for too long. Like, you cannot play 82 games like that. There's no way. Like, the body just does not give that much. So it's understandable, honestly, that he brings this version of himself for the playoffs. And like, it's a kind of player that shines in the playoffs. And you need to have a good balance between players that will get you to the playoffs, right? So that they're not bad during the regular season, but also a good balance of players that shine in the playoffs. It's like guys like the meetup probably, or guys that need a lot more space and time, like Hudson maybe. They're not going to be the best players in the playoffs, right? But they're going to get you to the playoffs through the regular season. And they're also going to obviously contribute, right? Like, it's not like they stop existing as players. It's just they can't do the thing that they've been doing throughout the regular season. And players like Anderson, like Slavkovsky, yeah, they shine now at playoff time, right? What a game by Slavkovsky. The dude was pushing everyone around, was winning all the board battles, forechecking like crazy. He's been very good in the neutral zone as well. Like, I think game 2 and game 3, and you could see it in the goal that he scored. Like, his neutral zone reads have been pretty good, honestly. Like, he's been getting good sticks there. He's putting a lot of pressure in the neutral zone, and he gets rewarded. He kind of whiffed, honestly, on the goal. I think if Thompson was not there, I think that puck was going out. He kind of like whiffed and he went off the Thompson's skate. But hey, they don't ask how, right? I mean, we do see how, but like, in the end he went in, so who cares? Nobody cares, but he kind of whiffed. Anyways, we got a couple power play goals. Not the kind of power play goals you want to see. Like, the Suzuki goal was just a mistake by them, and he capitalizes immediately, right? And then the other one was like with 2 seconds left, and beautiful pass by Gallagher, and nice finish by Newhook, who has been having trouble finishing. So he finishes one. Yay! Hopefully that gets in a little bit more confidence. I'm probably forgetting stuff that I wanted to mention for this game because there was so much, right? But I'm sure you've seen the game everywhere. I'm sure you've seen a million analysis from a lot more people that know a lot more about hockey than I do. So I'm not gonna get into all of it, but I will give you Habs trivia because Habs won. Woo! So we'll see a little bit more of trivia. Let's see here. Let's do question number 13 in the section of quiz time. So the question is, let me give more space here. There you go. A box where I'm gonna put the questions. Which Vesna winning goalie served as Ken Dryden's backup in Montreal and filled in when Dryden was away from the team in 1974? A. Rogy Vachon. B. Michel Larocque. C. Gump Worsley. D. Jocelyn Thibault. I probably butchered all those names because I have no idea how to say any of them. But those are the options. I'm going to write them here. I will not be saying them again. And honestly, it's yet another question where I have no idea. So just for the people that sometimes listen to this as a podcast and not necessarily a video, the question is, which Vesna winning goalie served as Ken Dryden's backup in Montreal and filled in when Dryden was away from the team in 1974? I already said the names. I'm not going to say them again. Here they are. If you want to pause the video now, and because I'll be answering the question now. Okay, so just gonna say Michel Larocque. Sounds like a name that might get thrown out here and there. That's B for me. It's question 13. Let's go! I'm right! Yes! That's my first one! That's the first question I get right. It is Michel Larocque. Yes! Alright, well, today I learned that Yeah, is a Vesna winner, and that he was the backup for Ken Dryden. Cool. Anyways, I'm excited for tonight. I'm so excited for tonight. We need this win. We need to go back to Washington with a tight series. Maybe we can steal one in Washington and then finish it off in Montreal. That would be amazing. But we need a win today. Otherwise, we're gonna be in a bad position, right? So, massive game today. Cannot wait. Don't forget to leave all your feedback, the comments, and whatnot. I read them all. I try to answer a lot of them. But for now, go Habs, go!